Eolyn, I'm not going to give you a whole synopsis, but it's basically the story about a young woman who lives in a world where magic is a form of knowledge that is not available to women. And so at the beginning of the story, her village is destroyed. It's a fairly brutal scene, but she escapes and she's adopted by an old woman. This chapter is from pretty early in the story, and the old woman's name is Jimena. And this is basically a conversation between Eolyn and Jimena on a particular day when Eolyn discovers something very important to herself, something that is going to change her life. Okay. And the title of this chapter, actually, my novels, the chapters don't really have titles, but I put one on for the purposes of this reading. So the title of this chapter is The Origin of Magic. Unsealing a hidden door next to the hearth, Jimena opened a small alcove filled with the few remaining annals of woman's magic. These volumes had found refuge here from the pyres of Moisehen, spirited into hiding when the master took flight into the south woods. Eolyn gasped when she saw them and moved to follow her guardian. "Have a seat at the table," Jimena told her. "There's hardly room in here for all these books, much less the two of us." The old master chose a heavy volume from the alcove and laid its richly illustrated pages in front of her student. "What are these?" Eolyn's fingers drifted over the complex symbols that covered the page. "What do they mean?" "This is a special kind of middle magic that allows us to share wisdom across generations. In the common tongue, it is called writing, and you will learn to interpret it as part of your training. Mother told me about books and parchments. I never thought I'd see any, though. She said books only existed in hidden places and that girls weren't allowed to touch them. Well, this place is hidden enough, I think. And as for the separation between books and woman, that is a recent event in our history. Under the traditions of the old orders, I would have shown you the secrets of these pages long before I taught you any other magic. But there are many things we will have to do differently here in the South Woods. Today you will start the next stage of your journey, Eolyn. Today you will learn how magic came to our people." Jimena turned the page and began to read. Long ago, in a land that existed before time had meaning, there lived a woman called Eolyn. She grew up in a world of ordinary ways. The plants held their silence. The animals moved in secret. The wind stood still. The rocks lay cold and lifeless against the earth. The sun shone pale through gray days, and the moon barely illuminated the starless nights. The essence of primitive magic haunted the land, but people were unable to give form to its song. They suffered from hunger and disease, and Eolyn longed to help them. Eolyn spent long hours pondering this problem until one day she noticed the animals were always healthy, their dark coats thick in winter and their young energetic in summer. So she began to watch them. In this way she discovered from bear which berries are good to eat, from boar where to look for tasty mushrooms, and from squirrel how to choose nuts, and from songbird how to weave baskets. This was the beginning of simple magic. At that time, a young man named Caradoc fell in love with Eolyn. He learned the arts of simple magic and mastered them quickly. Eolyn, seeing he understood her, fell in love with him. They consecrated their love under a full spring moon, and the heat of their hearts sparked a fire in the center of their village. The villagers gathered in awe to observe the blaze. With branches of pine, they divided the flame so that each family took a piece back to their own home. This is how fire came to our people. Together, Eolyn and Caradoc discovered the secrets of middle magic. The joy of their love illuminated the world, allowing them to see the stones are not cold, but rather vibrate with the wisdom of the ages. The plants and animals are not silent, but whisper timeless secrets for the well-prepared ear. Eithne and Caradoc taught middle magic to all those willing to learn it. At this time, the gods from the deepest and highest places of the world took notice of Eithne and Caradoc, and a division grew among them. Some of the gods saw great beauty in the initiative of these humans. They recognized how their magic illuminated and improved the lives of the villagers. But other deities felt threatened. Are we to let them continue down this path? They objected. To become gods like us? Spurred by this division, the gods sent 2 messengers to Eithne and Caradoc, each representing a different side of their argument. The first messenger, Thunder, pursued the lovers through the forest and filled their hearts with fear. At last, Eithne and Caradoc found refuge in a small cave in the mountains. Thunder raged all over the hills looking for them, but eventually gave up and faded away. In the silence that followed, Eithne and Caradoc realized they were not alone. A dragon serpent sat in the cave, observing them with sharp silver eyes. Like all serpents, dragons spoke only through silence. But Eithne and Caradoc, long accustomed to listening to the animals, adapted to this dialect with ease. "Do not fear," said Dragon, "for the gods who sent me find pleasure in your magic. They offer you the gift of high magic, so you may use it for the prosperity of your people." "But Thunder has told us the gods are displeased and we can no longer use magic," Caradoc objected. "The gods of Thunder are jealous and fearful," responded Dragon. "They believe your power threatens their dominion. You have nothing to fear from them. If you choose this path, I will show you how to protect yourself from their wrath." Caradoc hesitated, but Eithne stepped forward and asked, "What must we do?" Dragon instructed Eithne to bring 3 elements and Caradoc to bring 4. She sent Eithne east in her search and Caradoc west. After 3 days, both returned, having completed their quest. Dragon helped each of them forge their first staff from these elements. Then she gave them a single command: "Practice magic as you will, but do no harm with this gift." And that is how magic was given to us. Jimena closed the book with quiet reverence. But what happened next? Eolyn put out a hand to stop her. "Oh," the old woman smiled and caught the girl's fingers in hers. "Only the rest of history. But that's too much for one sitting. We will continue another day." Thank you.
Thank you very much,